I'm going to do an Oscar 2022 review for my May TVP Entertainment and Review channel. Hi everyone, I'm back like I said I would, and I want to do a review for the Oscars, on the Oscars 2022 Academy Award, 94th Academy Awards for my review channel. I uploaded it to my main channel and I didn't realize that, it's supposed to be on my review channel. So I won't be able to have it, the original one, on this channel. So I'm going to just make a new one. So I am an avid Academy Award watcher. I've watched the Oscars consistently since 2000. Okay. But this year I didn't watch it live, unlike previously. And even though I haven't had a TV in my home for over 2 years, I've always watched it on YouTube TV. But because I don't have it, I basically have paused the subscription. I decided to wait a day later and watch it on Hulu. So I saw it, and I'm going to tell you, I am glad that I did not watch it live. I am glad that I did not pay the $64.99 monthly subscription fee for YouTube TV, because I would have been disappointed. Now, what I did like about it was I liked the stage itself, and I liked the setting of it. I liked that they were back in the Dolby Theater, being away for like 2 years because of the but there was a lot of sloppiness that I saw before the slap around the world occurred. So I'm going to talk about the positives. So the positives of the 94th Academy Awards were, one, I really enjoyed the man named Tony. I believe his name is Troy Kotzer. Let me see. Let me go into, because his name is particularly, it's not a common name. Coda. It's from the movie Coda. I really liked seeing that one. Coda. His name is Troy Kotzer. He's the first deaf male actor to win an Academy Award for a performance. So he won for Best Actor in a Supporting Role. I thought that was really positive. That was inspiring. He's the second deaf actor to win, being that Marlee Matlin, who was his co-star in the movie Coda, won Best Actress. She was the very first. She won for Children of a Lesser God. That's a good movie to watch. If you want to see movies depicting people who are differently able, that is a great movie to watch, Children of a Lesser God. The other thing that I thought was really positive and great, in my opinion, I was happy to see Jessica Chastain win for her performance in The Eyes of Tammy Faye. I saw the movie. It was a great movie. And I must tell you, when I saw her performance, I said, she got the Oscar. I said, she got it. This was her third nomination and her first win. And she's a person that I really like, Jessica Chastain, because she's not Hollywood in a sense. Like, she's not sucking up the fame and everything. She's about her craft. She is a Juilliard graduate. She came from humble beginnings. She doesn't have a picture perfect life, but whatever, the talent that she has, she basically, ran with it. And also she speaks out against injustices that occur. She talks about white privilege. She talks about racism. She speaks about sexism, equity, inequalities. I mean, she, to me, is an all-around genuine person. So congratulations, Jessica Chastain. Another thing that I did like about the 94th Annual Academy Awards, I really liked, I would say, I like that they filled the room. They filled the auditorium. I also liked that Beyonce performed first. Now, Beyonce's performance was not live. It was pre-recorded. But I liked how the Venus and Williams sisters introduced Beyonce and they kicked off the show with her singing Be Alive from the movie King Richard. And I thought Beyonce should have won the Oscar for Best Original Song. This was her first nomination, but it was only for writing in her primary category, which is music. Now, I will also state that I am happy, so happy to see Will Smith finally win an Oscar. And his Oscar win is the most important win in the history of entertainment, because he is the first person who came from hip hop to win an Oscar in an acting category. A hip hop pioneer who became a hip hop icon, who became a television actor, who became a movie star, who became a superstar, who became a mega star, who became an icon globally, won an Oscar. Okay? I thought that was profound. And his speech was moving, and it was beautifully said. And I have been a fan of Will Smith since he was the Fresh Prince. I've enjoyed his entertainment going back to 1988. So when I saw that, I cried, and it was like my childhood. It was like it's like it brought back my childhood. Those fond memories of watching Parents Just Don't Understand with my grandmother, Girls in the World Ain't Nothing But Trouble, and watching Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, never missing an episode. Even when I had chickenpox, I watched it in my bedroom, sitting down, had the door open, and I watched it. I never missed an episode of The Fresh Prince. It's the only show in history that I've never missed an episode on first air run. That's how much I'm a fan of Will Smith. And I've seen practically all his movies except for 3 of them because of issues that I wasn't able to do because of, having to attend with my family. So I didn't get a chance to see it. But I'm going to catch up on those. But his win is the most important, regardless of what people are saying about him. Okay? Now, another thing that I found to be really positive, I really enjoyed, I'm going to say this, I really enjoy seeing faces from the past. And I also enjoy seeing Samuel L. Jackson finally be awarded an Oscar. Now, Samuel L. Jackson technically did not win an Oscar because he didn't compete against anyone. But he won an Oscar based on, it's an award that you win when you don't win an award. So Liv Ullmann, an actress from the 1960s and 70s, who's from Norway, I believe she's from Norway, and Danny Glover, he won an Oscar as well. But Danny wasn't he didn't present. I think he was at the ceremony, but he just didn't present. But Samuel Jackson presented the Best Oscar Award along with Uma Thurman, who's also a nominee, and John Travolta, who was a 2-time Oscar Best Actor nominee. So him giving that award to Will Smith, whenever a black person is going to present an award to there's always going to be a black person winning. That's the key. Because when Spike Lee won, he presented his Oscar to Spike Lee. He presented that award to Will. That was just beautiful. What I'm going to say, Ariana DeBose, her win was cool. But she's a talented woman, but nobody's talking about her win. It is a little jacked up, but hey, it was Best Supporting Actress. But I do believe that part of it was because West Side Story. I mentioned my niece's junior high school. West Side Story wasn't that big of a hit due to the pandemic, due to delays. But congratulations to her as well. I want to say that. She performed, she worked hard, just like the other nominees. And I want to say that I liked how the speeches were quick and people did seem happy. So that's the positives. Here is the not so good, aka the negatives. Number 1, I don't care how anybody feels about this. I like my Academy Awards to be traditional, not when it comes to black people not winning awards or other people of color not winning awards, but I like to hear the classical music being played when the awards are given out. Yes, I like to hear the violin. I like to hear the classical drum. I like to hear the classical piano. I love to hear the brass instruments being played, okay? I do not want to hear cookout music at the Academy Awards. Yes, I said it. First of all, you do not have to have a DJ at the Oscars. It is a prestigious event, okay? It is a very classy event. You know, you can have that at the BET Awards. But yet and still, the BET Awards don't really have DJs. So why would you bring a DJ to the Oscars? It doesn't make sense. So this is building up to the last thing I'm going to talk about. Also, I did not like the host. I like Regina Hall as a person. Wanda Sykes is a funny comedian. I cannot stand Amy Schumer. But to me, I felt that all you needed was one or two hosts. And to me, I think that the person that should have hosted was Wanda Sykes. Because Wanda has hosting ability. She's hosted different awards shows and programs. And Wanda is funny in her own right. Even if you don't like Wanda, she's a funny woman. Amy, y'all could have kept at home, because when she made that comment that the reason why they hired 3 women because it was cheaper than to hire one man, Amy, you sit down, because Chris Rock and Dave Chappelle, particularly Chris Rock, they had your back. And instead of fighting for Monique, they basically was like, oh yeah, you know, look out for Amy. You got a $12 million deal. And then when you say you didn't deserve it, you're not a legend, they gave you $1 million extra. So you don't deserve to basically wisecracks any jokes like that. No, at all. Sit down. Now, another thing I didn't like, willpacker. No. No. willpacker, as a first-time host, you bombed. I think you bombed. First of all, what you were doing, you were trying to make the Oscars innovative. And I'm all for innovation. But you put a DJ. You were thinking as though you were creating and producing the BET Awards, the BET Hip Hop Awards, the MTV Awards. You're promoting the Oscars. What you should have did was you should have basically consulted. I don't know if you did or not, but you should have basically looked at all the past award programs. And you should have been like, okay, I'm going to add my edge to this, but I'm not going to make it as ratchet. I'm going to make it classy. I'm going to still make it geared to a multicultural audience. Because I do get that you don't want it to be sleepy like, dum, 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 dum. A lot of people can't handle that. I can handle that because I'm used to it. My family's been watching the Oscars for decades, you know. For us, it's like the NBA championships. It's the Super Bowl, you know. But a lot of people I get can't deal with the dum, 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 dum. However, you don't want to have in the beginning of the Oscars DJ Khaled coming out and doing what he does normally, because the people who watch the Oscars, the demographic, they're not there for that. You know, they are here for the laughs because they get it. But they don't want to hear, ladies and gentlemen. No, they don't want to hear that. So the ratings were going down. And they were tanking until the slap heard around the world. Now, I want to say this. I really did like the memoriam. The choir was good. That part that he produced was good. And having people talk about them, like the different people that passed away. I liked how Denzel spoke about Sidney Poitier. I liked how the guy, What About Bob, spoke about the director of Ghostbusters. But I loved Jamie Lee Curtis' tribute to Betty White. And I love how she held the door and told them, the audience and the viewers at home, if you want to continue her legacy, adopt an animal or support and donate to a shelter. When Betty White passed away, even though she was 99, I cried. She didn't make 100. And I always said, my family said, we always said Betty White would outlive every single person in the cast of the Golden Girls. We just picked it up on it. And Betty White never was nominated for an Oscar, let alone won one. But they recognized her because she was the last of old Hollywood, but a pioneer of television. So they gave her props. And all of that was beautiful. And then it was also beautiful when Jill Scott, she spoke. And the choir was really good. That part that willpacker produced, I will give him credit for that. But the slap heard around the world overshadowed In Memoriam. Now, In Memoriam was before Will winning his Oscar. But it was in the middle of the slap heard around the world. Now, I'm going to get to this being the worst part of the show. And it's going to surprise you all. First of all, Chris Rock presented. Whoever invited Chris Rock to present, and I know it was the producers, you all, including willpacker, you all were wrong for that. Knowing that Will Smith was going to be nominated, you should not have had Chris Rock there. Knowing that their beef goes back to 2016 when Chris Rock made the joke about Jada was boycotting, Jada was picking in the Oscars. Jada picking the Oscars is like me picking in Rihanna's panties. I wasn't invited. He equated her demonstrating and boycotting to him not ever going to have access to Rihanna's panties. Which meant that he was implying that Jada will never make effective change for the Oscars. But she did. But what you all did was you basically were sending out a trigger to Jada and Will, but really to Jada, because you knew that Jada and Will got bad blood with this man. Now, I believe that the joke was not written. I really believe that the joke was written, and Chris Rock said it off the cuff. And the fact that he said that was wrong. Now, I'm going to say Will Smith should not have smacked him. He should not have smacked him. But Jada rolling her eyes, Will trying to, contain his, he's trying to play the Hollywood thing. But seeing Jada, like, oh God, again, something snapped in Will. And Will should have controlled his emotion, but he just couldn't, because probably, we don't know, he could have talked to Chris and said, don't ever disrespect my wife again. He could have told him that in 2016. And he could have told him, if you ever do it again, it's going to be repercussions, it's going to be a problem. And I think Chris was trying Will, and he got smacked. Now, he shouldn't have done it. But what he should have done was call him out, walked up there and told him, apologize to my wife. Because that would have flipped everything. But because he didn't do that and he smacked him and instead keep my wife's name out your mouth, it changed the course and the rhythm of the whole show. It did help the viewership. It went up by 3%, but it was the worst rated Oscars. However, what it did was that it changed the opinions of Will Smith. People looked at him different, just like that. Chris Rock was basically presenting the Oscar for Best Documentary, and Questlove won for The Summer of Soul, or When the Revolution Wasn't Televised. Now, I'm going to go into the wins of Will Smith winning the Oscar. Him winning the Oscar was beautiful. But the only thing is that he should have won 15 years ago for The Pursuit of Happiness. Now, King Richard was outstanding. That was a great movie. I also want to mention that Aunjanue Ellis, I was happy that she got nominated and finally got recognized. 2020, she's finally gotten a recognition when she turned 50. And this is what I say about Black actors and actresses. Black actresses, if they're not looked upon as like a femme fatale, they get recognition when they're 50. Jada Pinkett, on the other hand, was a household name in her 20s and her 30s and her 40s. But she didn't get the recognition, but she's not really getting the roles like she used to. But Aunjanue Ellis is now getting those nominations. 2-time Emmy Award winner. And now two-time Emmy Award nominee. And now Oscar nominee. You see how the playing field works? Now, Will Smith's speech was incredible. It was beautiful. When he said, I made it my mission to protect the girls on set that played Venus and Serena. I made it my mission to protect my family and my wife. I made it the mission. First, he said to protect Aunjanue Ellis. She has a beautiful soul. I made it my mission to be a river to my people. And when he said, in this business, sometimes you got to take abuse. You got to allow people to say any and everything to you, and they think they could do it because they have power. And you just got to sit there, and you got to smile, and you got to take it in. That was so poignant, and it was beautiful, and that was a speech that was on top of his head, and it hit home, knowing abuse on the job and how you got to take it if you want to keep your job. That is something. And when he smacked Chris Rock, that was for all the abuse he endured through the years, because he had to make it and survive. And it was like, after tonight, I know I'm going to win this Oscar. If I don't ever win another one again, I made it. I'm in the history books now. And Chris, since you want to be a coon, I'm going to let you know I'm not playing a Hollywood game anymore. And that's what that smack meant. He apologized to the Academy, but he didn't apologize to Chris Rock until later on, that the next day. Chris Rock left. He was embarrassed. Will Smith has now he's resigned from the Academy. And he did it because he wanted to. I'm not going to talk about whatever else happened on this pre-review. That's on my main channel, Miss Analytical Experience. But what I want to say is that when he mentioned Denzel, being in the room of 2 black actors who've been awarded the Best Actor Oscar, to me, that was astounding. We only have 20 actors who are black to have ever won Academy Awards for their performances. And we only have a couple of more who won for adapted screenplay, best sound, costume, producing, movies, best picture. There's not a lot. There's over 100, if not 200 Oscar winners who are white. It might be a little bit less because we're only now in 94, the 94th time we've had the Oscars. So it might be 200. But what I've always wanted to do on YouTube is to basically discuss the Oscars and awards shows pertaining to black people. Black people win Emmys. We win Emmys. We win Grammys, but we don't win Oscars. So when we do win an Oscar, it's the highest award in entertainment. And regardless of what happened and what Will did, it shouldn't negate his performance in King Richard, which was stellar. And I think that everyone should see it. And I also did a review on it on my main channel. I won't be able to transfer it to my review channel, but check it out. It's the King Richard review on Miss Local Experience. But in closing, I want to say that the award show could have been much better. And hopefully it will be executed better next year. I'm not going to watch it live, just like I didn't this year, because I don't want to. I don't feel the need to anymore. Will Smith won his Oscar. I wish I could have watched live. But then again, had I watched live, I would have been, afraid of, him losing because of what happened. But willpacker is the reason why he didn't leave. Because he's friends with Jada, being that she's been in Girls Trip 1 and she's going to be in Girls Trip 2. Another thing is that I've seen Will Smith win. And I always want to see him win. And now that he's won, it is what it is. There are some people that I would like to see win Oscars. But, if they win, they win. If they don't, they don't. But Will Smith, that was the one because that's from my childhood. And seeing somebody dream and live out their impossible and wildest dreams is remarkable. But I want to say in closing that I don't condone violence. And what Will Smith did was wrong. But at the same token, abuse in terms of insulting someone and making mockery of them is wrong. And I think it's a learning lesson, particularly for Chris Rock. You got to stop with the jokes about black women. Also, willpacker should never produce another Oscars again because willpacker could have prevented that by not inviting Chris Rock as a presenter for this year's 94th Annual Academy Awards. And this is your girl, Miss Anna Aloha. I'm signing out. Thank you for listening, tuning in. Subscribe. This is a new channel. Hit the notification bell. Share, comment. And I'll talk to you real soon. Thank you. And also, this commentary will be uploaded. It will be posted on my community page on my main channel. So if you don't visit the review channel for entertainment, you can also watch it on my main channel. I'll talk to you real soon. Thank you. And good night.